cooking up some delicious pasta. In Italy, dining is never just about eating, it's about a real experience. And Kirkland's waterfront now gives us a taste of Italy with Rimini Restaurant. And Tony La Stella is with me now.
Now, wait a minute, you've been to my restaurant enough. You gotta call me Uncle Tony
Uncle
now.
Tony.
You're part of my family now. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
All right.
This looks amazing. It already smells delicious. What are you cooking for me today?
We're going to do Sunday sauce. Sunday sauce is an Italian-American dish. Because when our Italian ancestors came here, a lot of them were very, very poor, so they had to do sauces that could, be very hearty, to feed a lot of people. They had lots of kids, so this is what they do, and this is one of our very popular things on our menu here.
Okay, and a lot of meat is in it, right?
A lot of
like,
meat.
what is happening over
all
here?
Right, so basically what you do ahead of time is you got to cook all your meat. So we start with some nice pork sausage with fennel to give us some extra flavor. We got a wonderful osso buco here. That's a veal where you get that tenderness right next to the bone. Of course, we got our meatball. Our big meatballs there,
Yes.
Yeah, you feed your whole family on our meatball. Our meatball with pork, veal, and a beef there. And then we do a bolognese. Now, different people do different bologneses. The way, there's not a specific recipe. Every family has one. Ours, we do sofrito with carrots, garlic, onions, celery, and of course we have beef, and very important, pork cheek. Pork cheek. That makes it gives it an extra flavor there, okay?
Okay. And then what do you have in the pot here?
All right, so basically
heat?
Here's what we do. We're going to start, but you got to get your tomatoes in. Now, it's very, very important when you cook good Italian food, you got to have good ingredients. You got to have really authentic, good ingredients. Our tomatoes are San Marzano tomatoes. You get them right from Napoli. It's a soil right there at Mount Vesuvius, so the volcano grows with the climate, so it makes really, really outstanding.
So it's important, fresh, beautiful ingredients in your cooking.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You got to have that, okay? All right, then once we get that, we're going to add, the next thing we're going to do here, we're going to put our bolognese sauce in, all right?
You weren't kidding with all the meats, Tony.
Yeah.
Uncle Tony.
This is going to be very hard. You're going to feed your whole family on this for a week, okay?
My friend ordered this at the restaurant. Elizabeth, shout out to you. She had food for 5 to 6 days for herself. She was unaware that she was getting such a hearty portion.
We don't want you to go home hungry.
No, and you don't.
We feel bad then, okay?
Don't.
All right. Next, we're going to put in our sausage here, our pork fennel sausage. Yum. There we go. Get all that in there, okay?
Okay, and
Stir
we're just
it up nice.
Pretty much since we already cooked a lot of this, it's just heating up the sauce.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we pre-cooked this, but you don't, normally you'd have your meat cooking in one pan, and then you'd have your pasta cooking in another pan. Okay, now this is where we get our meat. Okay, so you got a meatball. Okay, get a meatball in there. So we'll put a couple here. Got our osso buco. Okay.
Whoa.
There. Okay, put that in there. Right. Set this over there. Okay.
This is wild.
Of course, you got to get all chopped up there, okay?
Yes.
Stir it all in. There we go.
Stir that all in. And then pasta. Do you have a favorite shape you use? What tips can you give me here?
Here's the deal with pasta, okay? Now, before we do pasta, though, we got to do wine. We got the wine.
Really?
You can't forget the wine.
Oh.
You always want to cook
with some wine?
With a good wine that you're going to drink.
Okay, what are we drinking?
We're drinking our Nardoni family wine. We got our own winery over in Italy, up in Tuscany. Rosso di Montalcino, great family wine here.
Well, I didn't know this was part of what you got to do.
Absolutely,
all right.
okay?
Jeez, look at that poor Uncle Tony.
You never want to skimp on your wine, okay? There you go. You put the wine in the sauce.
Oh, you put the wine, okay.
There you go, yeah.
A little bit of this,
good
a little
wine
bit of
in
that.
your sauce, okay?
Okay, now back to the pasta. Cheers.
Salute, okay?
Salute.
Okay, so now
transported to Italy. Love it.
You keep stirring this all around. Now we're going to talk about the pasta. Okay, this is very, very important. At Rimini Restaurant, all of our pasta, we make homemade, fresh pasta daily. People come there, they say, wow, I can't believe it's so good. It's really good that you get this fresh pasta.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that people go to the store, they can buy the dry pasta from Italy, but there's nothing that replaces having actually fresh pasta. We have special shapes made just for the restaurant. The secret is you want to cook it in the water.
I have one right now.
You want to cook it in the water until it's almost al dente, but not quite. You leave it just a little bit rubbery, okay?
Okay.
Because then, the whole secret is here. You want to put it in your sauce, and you finish it in the sauce.
Whoa. Wow.
And you cook it in the last couple of minutes in your sauce.
Okay, and while that's cooking too, tell me about the vibe of Rimini for someone that's never been. Like I said, I've been there many times with my family. I have so much fun.
Well, we're a supper club.
You are.
We got music every day. I mean, you know, you come there to have a good time. So I sing usually 4 nights out of the week. We got a kid who plays accordion. He plays a couple nights out of the week. But we always have music. We have fun. We have probably more birthdays than any place in Seattle. I got like every single night. There you go,
Look at
birthdays.
you.
I know. We just have a blast there. People come for their parties, their wedding receptions. We had a great banquet room there. You sat in the back with a view of the lake. You know,
it is.
So
It's right on the Kirkland waterfront.
Absolutely.
It's really amazing.
Absolutely.
Tell us too about, you have cacio e pepe on certain nights, and I don't really see a lot of restaurants doing this. This is so
I think
cool.
that we're at least I believe we're the only restaurant in Seattle that has cacio e pepe. Okay, so this is where you get the big wheel of Parmesan. Okay,
Yeah.
You carve out the middle, and you literally put the olive oil and cook your pasta right there inside.
I know, it's table side. It's so cool.
You light it. You cook it right next to the table. You light it on fire there, and you cook it on the cheese. I mean, this is people talk about Alfredo. Forget about Alfredo. This is the best cheese pasta you're ever going to taste in your life.
I know. Okay, what are some of your other favorite things on the menu? And then I'm going to taste test. This is a finished dish. So about how long would something like this cook for?
Well, usually what we would do is you can cook a good marinara in about 30 minutes, okay? And then, of course, your pasta takes 7-8 minutes to cook in the pan. Biggest thing you have to cook ahead of time is the meat. Get all your meat prepared ahead of time so it's pretty much ready to go before you start your sauce. So the whole thing you probably do in an hour, maybe 90 minutes tops.
And then you finish it off with some Parmesan, some red pepper flakes, if you like something
so
spicy.
When you do the final dish here, you're going to add some Parmigiano cheese. Again, Parmigiano is different than Parmesan. Parmigiano is the real cheese from Italy. Okay. Then you put, you could put some parsley on top if you want. You can use red pepper if you like that. Another thing about this sauce, now when I grew up as a kid, I remember 5 years old. I rolled out of the bed Sunday morning about 8 o'clock. My mother, my grandmother, they would already be cooking. They'd be up since 5 in the morning cooking the sauce. You smell this throughout the house the whole time there. So this is a sauce that you could actually, even though you can make it in 30 to 90 minutes, you cook it for hours. You cook it for hours and really get everything. So literally the meat is falling off the bones, okay? It's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, while I eat this too, what are some of your other favorite things, must-haves on the menu for someone that hasn't been?
Well, so, I mean, of course, we have our very, very special halibut with a risotto. It's one of our signature dishes. People love it. We make it a certain special way. Our lobster ravioli, people love the lobster ravioli, which we do with a nice steak. A lot of people don't know that, Italy is known for its steaks. So we have a beautiful, beautiful steak with a lobster ravioli, a filet mignon, beautiful dish there. And of course, we have a spicy pesto. One of my favorites is spicy pesto. They can make it with different meats and stuff depending how they want to do it, but it's a little different pesto than you're used to because it has a little bit of that spice to it. Just to name a few, of course, the cacio de pepe. My mother's favorite dish in the whole world is cacio de pepe.
This might be my new favorite dish. This is amazing.
Isn't that good?
Where does this passion come from? And I know your answer, and I loved it.
Well, I'm Italian. This is in our DNA. This is our DNA. You're born Italian. You know how to cook. At least you know how the food's supposed to taste. So you have cooking. You got music. You got wine. These are the things that we celebrate in our culture, and this is what we celebrate at Rimini Restaurant. When people come there, like you said, it's an experience for people. They have a good time. We give them a good time. They get entertained. They get great food, and they go away really feeling like they're part of our family.
I know, and I do. Uncle Tony, thank you for being here. You are always a blast. This is unreal. Everyone needs to go.